Hi everyone, it's Juli Clifford with Compass, and today is another episode of Juli's Community Spotlight. And today I get to interview Nancy Meehan. She is a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade middle school teacher here at St. Thomas Moore Cathedral School.
I am.
Yes. So, Nancy, tell us, why did you become a teacher?
Well, teaching is actually my second career.
Oh.
I stayed at home with my kids after they were born for a few years, and then I felt like I needed something to do.
Mm-hmm.
I started substituting, and I taught pre-K for a year and found that was really not my forte. And I fell in love with the middle school ages and teaching middle school. And it's a wonderful opportunity when you have young kids to be able to, if it's a snow day or if it's for vacation, I could be home with them. And they went to school here too. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it very convenient.
Yeah.
What's the best part of being a teacher for you?
The best part of being a teacher for me, I think, is when the kids grasp a new concept. For example, today in an algebra class, I was teaching a kind of harder type of factoring, and a couple of the kids, you could see like their eyes, the lights went on, and they totally got it. To me, that's the joy of being a teacher, when you are able to impart knowledge and understanding to the kids.
Yeah, that must be a great feeling.
Yeah.
How do you motivate and encourage your students?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think that a lot of kids are just naturally, intrinsically motivated themselves. And those that aren't, I think that you have to provide successes, even if they're small successes, for them to feel like they can understand and get it. So I think that's the best motivator, is having success at something.
That makes sense. What are some of the changes that you've seen in teaching?
Well, so I've taught middle school for about over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I think kids are the same, to be honest with you, through the course of time. So I haven't seen as many changes, really, I guess, personality-wise. We had some difficult years during COVID. We were back in school full-time, and we've been very fortunate that this year we are literally back to normal. So I think that encouraging the kids to kind of get into a more normal routine, and teachers too, and everybody in the world, is it's a good thing. So I don't think kids change, to be honest with you.
Okay. Are there any changes that you'd like to see in the education system?
Oh man, that's a hard question.
It's a loaded question.
That is a loaded question, yeah. So I'm kind of an old-fashioned.
Better lunches, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm an old-fashioned teacher. I still do notes, and I teach math most of the day. So I still think it's really important to show your work and do practice problems. I'm still a believer in homework. I think technology has helped in incredible ways. I do notes on the board if kids are absent, or if they need copies of them, I can just print them off immediately versus photocopying other kids. So I think technology is an excellent addition that we've had, with some caveats there, with making sure that they're not overusing it or clicking along the tabs and that kind of thing. I think having kids take personal responsibility for their actions and for their work. I think all of those, I don't know that they're necessarily new, because technology has increased gradually over time, but I think those are important factors.
So do your students have iPads? Do they all have iPads?
Our students in middle school, they all have laptops.
Oh, they have laptops,
Right.
Okay.
Right, and they take them around to their various classes. Some of them they use in classes every single day. In math, they're infrequently used, to be honest with you. I mean, we have different programs where you can do practice, but for the most part, I don't use them on a daily basis in class.
Gotcha. What qualities do you have that an excellent teacher needs?
Well, I like to think I have, and an excellent teacher, I think, needs a lot of patience and understanding, and I think the ability to like I said, I teach math most of the time. So for me to be able to explain things in as many different ways as possible, because kids they all learn differently. And if I can provide 3 different ways to try to solve a problem, then I can help 3 different groups of people. So I think that is, I said patience first. I do think patience is the big one.
Yeah.
So, especially on a Friday, I have to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. We are doing this interview on a Friday, and they are staying after school for me. I feel like
happy to do it.
Yeah. What stereotypes are true about teachers?
Well, I think that we need a lot of caffeine. That's a big stereotype for me anyway. I think that most teachers work a lot of after-school hours, and I don't know if that's a stereotype or not, but I guarantee you it's true. Because you know, when you're teaching a class, you're not going to be grading papers or you know, updating websites or anything like that. So I think those are a couple. I like to think that having patience is a stereotype of a teacher.
Well, you have to have patience to be a teacher. I'm pretty sure about that. So Nancy, I always like to ask my interviewees, I get to learn a little bit about them, about their jobs or what they do, but I always like to find out a little bit about you personally. So when you lock the door up and you get in your car and you go home, what do you do?
What do I do?
What's fun?
Well, I love to read. I love to cook. I like to do different types of crafts.
Me too. I love crafts. Yep.
And I spend a lot of time with my family. We're very fortunate, my husband and I are very fortunate that our 2 grown children both live within a half an hour of us.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
So we usually have them over on a weekend, and we're also we're a big card and game playing family. We love to play games and cards and that kind of thing. So I'm not a big relaxer, and I don't enjoy relaxing. Yeah. So I like to be doing things.
Yeah, I know. I'm a big knitter. And I have to sit and knit. If I'm watching TV, I have to sit and knit.
Or you feel like you're wasting time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I could be doing 2 things at once.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for anybody that's considering a career in teaching?
That's a good question. I think that one of the things that you need to consider when you are considering a career in teaching is that your first few years are going to be I don't want to say most difficult, but probably the ones that are going to make you spend more time preparing. Like I said, I've taught algebra for 20-some years. I don't spend a lot of time preparing because I have taught it for so many years. However, if you have somebody coming in new, they may try one way and that doesn't work, and so tomorrow they have to try a different way. So I think there's a lot of preparation involved, and also I think people need to not get discouraged if they're not as successful the first time they try something. I think that's important for people who are wanting to become teachers or probably doing anything, to be honest with you.
So don't get discouraged, don't get frustrated, it'll come kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. Try a new way.
Yeah, try a new way. I think that's, a lot of, with a lot of work, a lot of jobs, it's kind of like that. Well, Nancy, it has been an absolute pleasure sitting here and talking to you on a Friday afternoon after class.
It's very nice to meet you, and I'm happy to do it. I hope I've helped.
Yes, you have. So again, this is Juli Clifford, and I've had the absolute pleasure of sitting here with Nancy Meehan. She is a middle school teacher at St. Thomas Moore Academy in Arlington. And I am Juli Clifford. I'm a residential real estate agent with Compass. And this has been another segment of Juli's Community Spotlight. And if there's anything that I can be teaching you about how to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you have my contact information, and just reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. So thank you so much, and take care. Bye-bye.